Hi there, welcome to the Happy Chicken Coop YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to be talking about the Lavender Orpington and everything you need to know about that breed and if it's the right breed for your flock. Before I get into that, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also be sure to subscribe to our website, thehappychickencoop.com. If you subscribe using the link in the description, you'll receive a free ebook on the 10 best egg-laying chicken breeds. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So the Lavender Orpington is a beautiful, friendly breed that can lay up to 200 eggs per year. As you know, we've already done a video on the buff Orpington, and believe it or not, they come in a large variety of colors and patterns. Let's start off with the Lavender Orpington background. The original Orpington was created in England back in the 1880s by a fellow called William Cook, who lived in the village of Orpington in Kent, England. His vision was to create a bird that was a decent layer and suitable for the table. Up until this time, the average English chicken was a pretty skinny and unappetizing affair. He succeeded in this endeavor, starting with the Black Orpington, which guaranteed him the success he desired on both sides of the Atlantic. From the Black Orpington, he created several other Orpington colors, buff being the most well-known, like I said. Mr. Cook created a brand rather than a breed initially. When he created the buff Orpington, he used different breeds of fowl from the Black Orpington. The black was composed of Langshan, Barred Rock, and Minorcas, while the buff was formulated of Cochin, Dorking, and Spangled Hamburgs. This was a bit controversial in its day, but it's widely accepted practice now. The Orpington was on the endangered list of the American Livestock Breed Conservancy until reasonably recently. Recent years have seen a significant surge in folks keeping poultry, and the Orpington has significantly benefited. The Lavender Orpington is a relatively new variety of the Orpington family. You could probably say it's a designer bird. It starts with the renowned and respected breeder Priscilla Middleton in the mid-1990s in the UK. It has taken her many years of crossbreeding to get the exact size and type she wanted, but she has an imposing and successful line of Lavender Orpingtons now. The bird is now widely bred through the UK and Europe, having breed clubs in several European countries in the UK and the USA. The USA started with Lavender Orpingtons a bit later than the UK, and the lavender is still relatively hard to find in many areas. Although described as rare, while searching the internet, I was amazed at how many people are breeding and selling Lavender Orpingtons. Let's talk more about the appearance and temperament of Lavender Orpington. They are large, fluffy, friendly hens. They have a profusion of feathers, making them seem much more significant than they actually are. They are known to be curious, docile, and relatively intelligent, which makes them adorable. As they are so calm and quiet, they are often lower in the pecking order than the more assertive ladies of your flock. They get picked on by other hens, so be aware of this and deal with it as needed. They are said to be good foragers, although they are more likely to hang out near the feeders, being a bit on the lazy side. Now let's talk about the breed standard. Lavender Orpington is not officially recognized color in the US or in the UK. As with all Orpingtons, Lavender should appear as a heavy, broad-bodied bird, standing low to the ground. The back should be short and curved. The tail is a bit on the short side, although they are a large bird. It is pretty compact in their physique. A mature rooster will weigh around 10 pounds, with a mature hen weighing 8 pounds or so. Orpingtons should be well feathered with broad, smooth feathers. The feathers should be close but not tight or fluffy. Tight feathers follow the body contour, best seen in game birds, and fluffy would be loose, such as a Cochin hen. Feet and shanks are clean and slate blue. Occasionally, a bird will have a few feathers on the legs. This is not acceptable in show circles, but rigorous breeding can eliminate this. The beak is dark horn colored and the eyes are a reddish bay color. Comb and wattles and earlobes are red. They are a single comb variety sporting 5 points. As far as free ranging goes, if you're a free range fanatic and love to let your birds roam free, the Lavender sits in the middle of the pack. As far as savviness, they love to forage and won't go hungry when they have plenty of vegetation, bugs, and grubs. But they are a tad clueless when it comes to keeping an eye out for predators. The Orpington in general tends to get caught up in whatever it's doing while free ranging and may miss the warning signs of a looming predator. In fact, I've chased a hawk or two off my Lavender Orpingtons. You can solve this issue with the addition of a rooster to your free range flock, or the old fashioned, you have a run, or if you have some kind of overhang, you can tie a bunch of CDs to them. That typically also works. If you're looking for a nice companion free ranger, the Lavender is a great choice. I already touched on this earlier, but we're going to be talking about the egg laying and the health issues. They should produce around 170 to 200 light brown, medium sized eggs per year. Since Orpingtons are known to be broody, you can expect them to go broody about once a year. They make excellent mothers, so if you have any eggs that need hatching, hatching, slip them under your Orpington. Lavender Orpingtons are heavy birds, so perches should be lower for them to avoid any leg injuries. They are a feather duster on legs. They are prone to lice and mites underneath all that fluff. They enjoy a good dust bath, but keep a close eye on possible infestations, especially around the vent area and under the wings. Winter is the most challenging time for them to stay clean unless you have an indoor dust bath for them. Now let's talk about how to breed the lavender color if you are interested in trying to create one yourself. We've talked about the lavender gene briefly in blue-laced red Wyandottes. If you want to check that article out, I can link to that in the description. In a nutshell, lavender, which also is known as self blue in the US and pearl gray in the UK. So it's a recessive diluting gene. Diluting means that it modifies the base color. As an example, black is cut to lavender and red is diluted to straw color. It is very simple, but gives you an idea of what the lavender gene does. To breed lavender offspring, each of the parent stock requires a copy of lavender gene. Process of creating your line of lavender is pretty straightforward, but time consuming. You'll need to buy from at least 2 to 3 unrelated bloodlines to ensure some measure of success in your project. If you want to find out more about this, I can link to that article in the description below. A note of caution, the lavender gene is closely aligned to a gene that causes retarded feather growth, also known as the tail shredder gene, which occasionally pops up in the breeding process. So is the Lavender Orpington right for your flock? It might take a little time for you to get to know the Lavender Orpington because they're shy, but they will soon follow you for treats or lap cuddles. They are very docile and calm, even the rooster, so they are ideal for small children to be around, although I would never leave a small child alone with any rooster. As for tolerance to the cold, they are very cold hardy. However, they don't do well if they get wet. They can chill and die pretty quickly. The hens usually enjoy a blow dry after a rub down. High temperatures and heat can be a problem for Orpingtons because of their dense feathering. They need shade, cool water, and dust baths readily available to help cool them down. Another problem with excessive sunlight is that it will make the lavender color fade a little into tan yellow overtones into mature birds. These birds are also a great project bird for the 4-H club, which many young adults enjoy. So let's go through some frequently asked questions on Lavender Orpingtons. So are Lavender Orpingtons rare chickens? Yeah, they are. And here, let me explain. The lavender color the chicken has is a recessive gene. This means that both parents need to have the lavender gene in order to create a Lavender Orpington. It isn't easy as, oh, let me just go shop real quick for a Lavender Orpington. Breeders must have a rooster and a hen with that specific gene. And if you want to breed one, it's even more time consuming. So to summarize, the Orpington in any color is a steady, dependable hen. They are friendly, non-aggressive, and will provide you with a decent amount of eggs. The only disadvantage is their broodiness. If you don't want broody hens, the Orpington is not for you. On the other hand, if you want a hen that will sit on just about any eggs, the Orpington may just be the best girl for you. They are not inexpensive. The average price of a chick here in the US is around $21 to $45 for a dozen hatching eggs. As always, shop around, you get what you pay for. That's going to do it for us here at the Happy Chicken Coop. Thanks for listening. If you find our content interesting, if you learned something new, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. With that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.